Good evening. Today is July 8th for the next few minutes anyway. Tomorrow's July 9th, a Saturday. Yeah, energy's building up and it's got a lot to do with everything, but probably not as much to do with what you've been told is the causes. Read between the lines. But what we do have coming up is another one of our, monthly events. It's a full moon coming up on July 13th. It's at 2:38 p.m. Eastern Time. It is by tradition called the buck moon because by Native American traditions, they named most of the moons. They call it the buck moon because it's at a point to where the antlers on the deer is full grown, the male antlers, which means it's time to get into manhood and reproductive points and things like that. So we'll call the buck moon a rebirth point, and it's in Capricorn, which is the sign of control. It's a power sign. Capricorn's primary component is stubbornness and control, not just like Taurus level stubbornness. This is no, I'm not going to give up. A Capricorn can be a tenacious energy. So with this buck moon, there could be some very heavy energies trying to make you more or less hold on to the same shit that you've always been holding on to, waiting to get out of, or hold on to the notions of what you want to get into. You understand that pipe dream? Waiting on something to come into fruition when you've invested more than enough time and haven't seen the results that you want to see, that it might be time to rethink your strategy. AKA what I call the definition of insanity. Using the same ingredients, waiting on a different result, but always getting the same. That's kind of like what this buck moon energy might bring out is, again, if you don't agree or resonate with the things I always say, again, it's your prerogative. There is no truth in this realm. Everything is perspective based off of perception and your experience, and they're all still illusions. There is no truth in this realm. That's my reality. So my perception and perspective is every year, recently, probably the last 5 or 6 years, more noticeably by me anyway, we go through consciousness shifts, if you want to call it that. And this gets a little bit trickier than just your, I'm a Pleiadian starseed, or I'm a Syrian starseed, or I'm part of the Anunnaki, and all this other bullshit that everybody, concocts. In other words, what I'll call pieces of the lie that keep us laying still here. That stuff right there is trying to make sense of what never became real and becoming real fucked up once you start diving into those energies. You can tell yourself you're anything in this realm, and as long as you provide the mental energy to create it or to keep it functioning ahead of you, it's allowed here. It's allowed here. This is a magical realm of thoughts and manifestation, and the only thing that can guarantee a thought's reality is a thinker starting to accept the illusion. Bite that one at your own pace. So again, with this buck energy, you're about to get bucked. Buck is one step away from getting fucked. You're about to get fucked in a lot of levels. Like I was saying, we've been going through these consciousness shifts. And as I've been trying to spill out for the last few years, it primarily starts with the vernal equinox, the traditional new year, the March full moon. The March full moon says, hi, open door. The April full moon, which sometimes they coincide, if you don't be careful, the March full moon may sometimes bear the same energy. Of course, they're not going to be the same date because they're different months, but they bear the same energy. But the long story short is the April full moon is traditionally the birthing moon, what I call the pink pussy full moon. Sorry if that offends you with my language, but you'll be all right. I call it April full moon the pink pussy full moon because it's a 4 energy, and the 4 energy is creation. Wherever you start to allow all your thoughts to be trapped into subscription, your fields of beliefs and traditions and ideologies and needs and wants, desires, and that's the strongest one, desires, your desires will help you produce the intentions to create. So the April moon will trap you and say, hi, you're going to give birth to whatever you think is going to be the best thing for you. But what a lot of people don't understand is if you're caught in a field of enslavement or field of embattlement, you're not always looking to get into what's good for you. You're just looking to get safe, aka safe mode. And anybody who does not understand that the basic human consciousness is trapped in scarcity consciousness or poverty mindset, planet wide. Even the rich have a poverty mindset because they fight so hard not to become poor. Whereas the poor fight so hard to stop being so poor, so they want to emulate the rich. And then there's the middle cannon fodder who don't want to be neither, they just want to be free. They just want to be left alone, but that's still a trauma response. So let's just say the 4 energy allows you to basically form creation. But as I just said, all of that creation energy is trapped in traumas. So then the 5 energy, which is the Scorpio death moon energy, let's just say that the 5, the May moon is always a death moon. It's a flower moon. The flower is the end of the seed. The seed is now really lost its identity and it's about to become a flower, and then it's going to produce a fruit. So we'll say the 5 energy, the death moon, traditionally called a flower moon, is where, holy shit, the 4 has now been authorized to go into creation. The 4, this is what I want to see. The 5 is, holy shit, I've already lost my energy as the seed, and now I'm about to become that which I gave my energy to. The 6th moon, the June moon, 6 is your foundations, but 6 is the traumas itself. Remember I said the 4 energy is all you're going to do is create based off of the traumas that was already there. So only thing you're going to flower and germinate and produce is more traumas. The June moon says, hi, you're going to find exactly what you gave your energy to, even if you don't know what you're looking at. So the June moon that we just passed is just been more of the same. We just keep producing more of the same traumatic experiences. That's why shit doesn't get better. And because we're looking for it to get better, it appears worse. It really is just the same. It's just the consciousness is becoming more aware, but has not learned to let go of its traumas, knowledge. So its awareness can't get out of the 4 energy. It's trapped. So the 7 energy says 7. 7 is July. 7 is self-awareness. 7 is your definition of unconditional love. Remember a few minutes ago I said the whole thing should be about you getting into the best point of living. Not the safest point of living, but the best point of living. I should identify myself without having to worry about paying bills, without having to worry about being policed, being governed, being this, that, divided, looked at as a color, looked at as a gender, and all this other stuff. See, that's the field of limitations. The 7 says my self-awareness is going to be based off of 6, everything I found, 5, because everything that I got killed off into, the transmutation field, the 5, manipulation and movement and shit, everything I moved into based off of the 4, everything that I created based off of the 3, everything that I thought I wanted to see. See, 3 is your thoughts, 3 is your divine. In this realm, because it's not the real energy, but in this realm, 3 is your your divine feminine, the Empress energy. But again, the Empress is still a ruler. In true unconditional vibrational field of existence, if you don't understand that, in a true unconditional vibrational field of existence, there is no need for control. There is no need for dominance because everything just flows freely. So the Empress energy in this realm, the 3 is still a factor of control. It's still based off of division. The 4 says, holy shit, I'm going to create based off of what I thought was controlling me or what I thought I needed to have in order to stay out of control. Limitations. The 5 says, holy shit, you gave your power to a movement. Limitations, manipulation, manifestation, amplification, stillness, all that shit is deceptions. The 6 says you've only found yourself moving into the same shit that traumatized you, that 3 and that 4 energy. And again, at this point, if you've been following me, I've always told you 34, the 3 and that 4, is the number of God in this realm. Because the 34, the thoughts that form my creation are going to be my 7, what I think I am. I think I'm a part of this creation when in reality I am the creator itself. I created this based off of deceptive thought processes. So this July full moon, with all this rambling, is really only going to show you where you have now found identity with everything that you have been manipulated into. And I didn't want to do this, but I'll throw the words out there. You've been manipulated into demonization points about churn, demonization points about government, demonization points about the Georgia Guidestones, demonization points about guns, demonization points about, again, government and their laws and rules, demonization points about gender, demonization points about money, racial divisions, things like that. Everything that keeps you caught in a field of limitations is what's manipulating you. And as long as they get more of your energy than you allow to give yourself to be free of these manipulations, definition of insanity. The only thing you're going to create as your own 7, your own personal identity, is the only thing you keep pulling from. The only thing you keep pulling from, my dear fellow Ouroboros circles, the serpent is so powerful. And all. Yeah, it's powerful because it is creating and destroying all at the same time. A true Ouroboros circle is a fucking snake that is eating his own ass. Eat your own ass and tell me how that shit worked out for you. Really. So the 7 is going to show you, well, holy shit, I have found identity and value for all this bullshit that meant to manipulate me into creating by moving into my traumatic field of existence and thinking that that's what I am. Holy shit, that 7 was really a 25. 2, connection point. I have connected to what's moving me. And now if I give what's moving me more energy than I give myself, I created a Lord and a Savior. Massa. So, this video's gotten a little bit longer than what I thought. But again, I'm not a scripted reader. I go off of what thoughts are being fed into me from my own version of my wholeness within myself here in this illusion of separation. Disclaimer, everything here is a reflection of you in its own perspective of existence as itself. Every deity you run into, every angel you run into, every demon you run into, every whatever you run into, it is you seeing itself as what it is, just as you seeing yourself as what you are. But none of us are what we think. We're just separation from source without actually being separated at all. We're just a perspective of what it would be to be me and you and everything else that you come into contact with. But within that field of separation, everything has an innate and basic programming of remembrance that that's not what it is. You understand what I'm saying? At the core, you know that, holy shit, I am connected to you, even if I can't fucking explain it. So therefore, I can tap into your energy because your energy is really mine. That'll fuck a lot of y'all up, but that's just what shit is from my perspective as a being of source self, as a being of wholeness. This is all me. I'm just looking at it from the angle of the traumas that I've moved through. So this full moon coming up in July, and I'll just throw a real quick elemental cross. I was going to do a Celtic, but we'll just stick with the elements for time's sake. Again, self-awareness. If your self-awareness is based off of the perspective that you are needing to destroy in order to create, or that something is destroying for you so that you'll be safer about creation, I'd like to submit at this time both of those are delusions. Both of those are delusions. I saw somebody post something earlier, and I'm never, the type of person to be like, this person posted that. But I'll just say there are people out here posting shit like, we're here to rebirth the new earth. Let's use common sense. To rebirth anything means it's coming back again. So if you're going to rebirth the new earth ain't new. Shh. So 4 cards. 5 cards actually, because you got to include spirit. You have to include spirit, which is the source of separation itself, even if it's not really the whole separation. So you have the element of air, which controls your thoughts. Holy shit. In order before I can do anything, I need to figure out what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is going to be what's moving me. Remember that 5 I told you about? That death moon, that May moon helps you create everything because it now has your energy. You're the teacher and the student. This is the Hierophant. By the major arcana, the 5 is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the apostolic or teacher type figure who already knows everything there is to know. We say this shit all the time. Everything you need is already within. But your forgetfulness of who you really are makes you help create a different version of it. So this one is, you think that you have to come here to learn to be who you are. Another thing you'll hear me say all the time is that's just as stupid as going on a search party for yourself, with yourself, for yourself, by yourself, and with others trying to figure out who you are. Good luck with that. So what's going to move you on this July full moon is the experiences that have already manipulated you. Basically everything I've been talking about, even if it came out in Ramble. Now, the element of fire, which really is the five realm, the element of fire is your movements itself. Your thoughts are already controlled by your movements. But wait a minute, I haven't moved yet. Shh, says your mind that has already been fed programmings. You get it? Your mind has already been fed programmings. So you've already been prescripted on how you're going to move. See, my ancestors already know what's going to happen next. The angels already know. The gods already know. The Akashic records have already told me. We concoct everything that tells us to keep moving without thinking because your thoughts have already been given to you. So the element of fire, your thoughts have already told you how to move. Holy shit. Or board circle. Your thoughts have already told you to move because everything you're moving into is real. Remember, I told you there is no reality here, but everything that you give your energy to does become real. There is no reality here, but you are going to give your strength into everything that you think you need to learn. Remember, I said earlier, too, the whole thing about creation is just trying to get somewhere that I want to feel safe. We haven't been taught how to live. We only been taught how to try and get out of scarcity. So my air, my thoughts are going to teach me how to struggle, but struggle to where I can win. Don't give up until you win. The journey never ends until you meet enlightenment, ascension. Wait a minute, why do I have to move? And what's the goal of me moving? So that you can find yourself. But wait a minute, ain't I who I am? Yeah, but you got traumas. Then why don't I stop and figure out where these traumas coming from instead of trying to move through them? Because while I'm moving through them, am I not carrying them with me? And if there are the perception of others here, while I'm moving with these traumas, Phoenix, am I not burning and traumatizing everybody else? Oops, shh. Why? Because I helped create it. The element of waters. I helped create everything that's going on around me because I'm the one who went into struggle. Again, the strength card. Ogun, the roadblock, the consummate warrior, the Orisha that will whoop that ass. Really. We be whooping our own ass because we have not learned, because we're still waiting on somebody to teach us the right thing to do. See, I need downloads and uploads and star codes and Syrian dates and cross portals and churn portals and blah, 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 blah. Element of water. Everything that moves you controls you. Remember, I told you, your thoughts have already told you you're going to move. The element of water is emotions, energy in motion. But whose energy is moving? Mine. Why is it moving? Because somebody told me I need to go learn. What am I learning? Oops. What am I learning? Magician. You learning the knowledge of what you can become. Holy shit. One, the unlimited potential and possibilities and probabilities of what I can become based off of what I learn. Knowledge does what? Knowledge gets me fucked up because knowledge teaches me the perspective of what I am, can be, what I am and can be via the experience of something external, which means I now have to move into this illusion of separation of thinking there is something here besides me. And then I have to struggle with it, even when it ain't a struggle. Love ain't a struggle. You can go through something with somebody and learn to conquer that. You know, understand what I'm saying? But it not be a war. But either way it go, I now have knowledge of what it feels like to go through this experience. And then this next card, the element of earth, the realm of belief. The element of earth is your realm of grounding, what I am rooted in, what my traditions have taught me. So my mind is going to want to learn some experiences and go through the experiences until I now know. The only problem was the one is the magician. The magician is also an alchemist. The alchemist is also an illusionist. That should have been your whole answer right there. Wait a minute. The alchemist is an illusionist. So what's really real? Nothing. Except for what you fucking believe in. What you believe in. What I believe in. That 2, what I think I see, 8, will be what I believe in. That 8, that 2 from this element of earth right here, what I believe in will be what I struggle with. What I believe in will be what I struggle with because it'll be the only thing I fucking know. And good luck teaching me something different because I've already been taught that that's what I should focus on. So that becomes my motivation. The Queen of Waters. Holy shit. The Queen of what? The Queen of Waters. The field of creation. I have been influenced into creating this field of traditions and beliefs based off of everything that was already left here before me, but only it wasn't really left here before me. It was manifested and manipulated from within me. That's why your movements are already prescripted, because the energy comes from within. The alignment comes from within. The abundance comes from within. Ching, 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 come the money tree, all that other bullshit. It's all within you, but your perception and perspective of what you have already bought as knowledge here makes you use these systems to get into alignment, makes us all, me too, makes us all, I just can see the trick, contrarian gift. It's you can see through this shit, but you still have not learned to disengage from it because it's a mental separation of a collective faction when even the collective is a fucking trick itself. So now you've been motivated into struggling where you've been told you have to move. And even in understanding that there is no movement, your mind and division in this illusion of separation will say the counter to movement is stillness. You see what I'm saying? Even if I know movement ain't real, now let me learn to sit still. You know what? I don't need to fuss with them no more. I just need to sit back and worry about my own energy. But wait a minute. You're worrying about your energy in counter to what? Others. As long as there's others in this illusion of separation, you still ain't found yourself. You still ain't found your spirit. You still ain't found your spirit. Sorry, Phoenix. You ain't made it there yet. This is the world in reverse. You are still crying. Your energy is still flowing. The energy still flows from within you. The waters within you are still flowing externally. That's what crying is. The waters from within me. Remember I told you waters is creation. Everything you know is coming out of you so that you can go through it, struggle with it, just to learn who you already were, but gain enough motivation of what you're struggling with so that you can finally turn this shit around. Find that phoenix. Find that phoenix. Find that world from within, but we've been taught to find the world from within by helping create it out here externally. Make your world better. Find your tribe and all this other stuff. Again, this full moon will show you self-identity and make you, on some levels, come face to face with what you're giving value to. And again, as a fellow part of this fucking illusion of separation, I can't tell you anything other than if you haven't figured out how to stop this fucking mental spell altogether, you better make this motherfucker work for you better. Stop giving your energy to people who don't mean you no good. Stop thinking that you owe anybody anything, to include family and whatever else. You have to be responsible for you and your choices and your energy. And if you can't have that reflective and reciprocal component in the relationships that you deal with in this perception of a separation, you fucked. Who you deal with should deal with you the same way you deal with yourself. And to be fair, you should deal with them the same way they deal with themselves, and hopefully it's a fucking match. Good luck on this full moon. Again, it's not going to be it's not going to be any harder than any other moon, but it will have a propensity to make you question your movements and want to find a way to do things better. Fuck all that spiritual maintenance. We're all empaths, we're all INFJs, we're all EBCDDs and all this other stuff. But it's your responsibility to monitor and fix your own motherfucking energy and stop telling yourself that everybody else got more of you than you have for yourself. Peace.